Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation Homebrew news and much, much more. So today I've got another jammed pack episode for you for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 Homebrew news. So let's just jump straight into it. First off, there was an update to DS for Windows. And so once you turn this tool on, down at the bottom right here, it does say that controller 1 is using profile Halo CE. It will emulate the buttons that you press on your DualShock 4 controller as if they were coming from an actual Xbox One controller. So if you really love your DualShock 4 controller like I do, you can play games on the PC and they will work flawlessly with a number of different, Xbox or Microsoft only titles. Now, if we scroll down into this tutorial here, you can get a little bit more of a view of how you can map your different buttons. So here is all of the different types of controls. And then over here, you can do things like, change the sensitivity and so forth. So anyway, there is a number of different things that you can do with this. You can also set up other profiles. But in short, if you're looking to play PC games and you want to use your DualShock 4 controller, then you can easily do so with this software right here called DS for Windows. Next up, we have another release by Lappy, and this is for Elden Ring Easy Mod 1.10. So this is for Elden Ring, obviously for the PlayStation 4 and for the 1.10 version of Elden Ring, which is currently out. As always, he states, Souls lovers, don't hate me, please. Some credits here to the folks that kind of helped out with that. And then here is just the base 64 link. And one thing to note is that in order to open this up, you will need to do a quick search for base 64 decode on the internet and then paste this in and you'll get the actual link to where you can download it. And this Elden Ring Easy Mod will allow you to do things like damage modifiers as well as, make your character have more health, armor, magic, and so forth. But that is not all that we heard from Lappy. So Lappy also released PS4-XPLORER 2.01. He says in here he fixed a problem with firmware 6.72 auto detection and some bugs in sandbox mode. Improved the deletion and more. Read the update history for a full change log. So here it is. It is at 2.01. Again, if we head over to PKG Zone right here, and we just click on this download button right here, it will take us to the PKG file that we can run on our PlayStation 4 that's jailbroken with 9.00 or any of these other versions such as 8.x, 7.x, and 6.x. And then we have another release over here by Nazky. And in this update, this is update 0.4. So when I covered this on Sunday, I believe we were at 0.2, but there has already been quite a bit of progress. And here we can see it was last updated right around 6 hours ago. I also noticed that the README has been added in here and gives a little bit more information in case you're wondering what all this tool does. So it's called PS2 to PS4 GUI, and it's an easy to use PS2 to PS4 package maker. So it says right here, what is this thing? I love this kind of verbiage, getting kind of straight to the point. It says, hi, it's a PS2 ISO to PS4 fake PKG, so you can play PS2 ISO games on your PS4. All games are working? Question mark. No. There is a compatibility list that you can find here. Why should I use this one and not another one? Basically, PS2 FPKG is closed source, and I don't really like to use closed source projects. A good alternative is PS2 Classics GUI by the Dark Programmer, but there isn't a lot of options to choose and no support for bin files. So this project combined both of the best world. If we head over to the release right here for Beta 4, we can see that he fixed a freeze window bug and then added PS4 PKG to PS2, so ISOs and bin files, which ISOs or bin files is typically what you get when you may acquire a PlayStation 2 game. Added some new emulators, and then there was a few more fixes. Again, you can come right over here and you can download this zip file here, which will contain what you need in order to get started with working with his PS2 to PS4 GUI tool. And then next up, there was this tweet over here by Destruction Games, and it says the Modern Warfare 2 PS5 disc build size is 70 megabytes. Now, that absolutely does not sound right for a PlayStation 5 game weighing in only at 70 megabytes. Now, this is a game that is by Activision, and what at least I've gathered with the information that I have right now is that they only have the necessary files on the disc itself to basically get the game up to a screen where you just simply download the rest of the files. So over here on Twitter by Does It Play, which I believe is where this source originally came from, said that, right here it shows size at 72.23 megabytes. So I don't actually have the game disc. Again, I'm not exactly sure if it's out right now at the moment, but if you do have the game disc and you do have an exploitable PlayStation 5, I would absolutely love for you to send me a screenshot of what it looks like inside of the FTP. So inside of the FTP, once you connect, you would just simply go to the /mount/disk folder and let me know what files are in there. I would really love to know if this brand new game, Modern Warfare 2, has all of the files on the disc to at least play the single player campaign. And if it doesn't, well then shame on you, Activision. And then we have another release over here by Nazky, and this time this is basically a host for your PlayStation 4 devices in order to jailbreak them. So this comes with a local host, and it says right here that if you have a root phone, you can connect it to your PS4s by using the host and you can jailbreak it. And what that means right there is that instead of inserting a USB drive and taking that USB drive back out, you can do all of this directly off of your Android phone. Now, I don't have an Android phone, so I can't actually test this, but another feature that comes with this is a bin sender for Goldhen, or in other words, a way to send payloads is also through this application. So if you're able to run this application, I'd love to see a couple of screenshots of it in order to try it out myself, but it's definitely by a respected person in the scene, which is Nazky YT. And then something that I'm very excited about, because I love manuals, is that Kirkland's has uploaded every single PlayStation 2 USA manual in 4K. So if you look over here at the PDF files, this is every single release of the PlayStation 2 in the United States, their manual. So you can come, right over here. I've opened one of these up already. This one is for 007, Agent Under Fire. And you can come down here and you can see you've got a high resolution manual of everything that was in the game. Now, this is extremely cool to me because I love my manuals. That was one of the biggest and most exciting times for me when I would buy a new game. Nowadays, obviously, we don't have any manuals for the most part that comes with any of the new games, and I really miss that. So hats off to Kirkland or Jonathan Grimm right here for spending time and getting every single one of these PlayStation 2 manuals online for everybody to enjoy. And then there's been a large number of folks that have been disappointed that pkglinks is no longer available on Reddit. So pkglinks and pkglinks2, a bunch of those have went private. Now, one thing that you can do is you can use SocialGrep and use this query that I have right here, or a link in the description below, in order to come in here and search through this subreddit. Now, I'm not going to do it, but if you wanted to come in here and maybe you wanted to search for a title, well, you would just simply type it in here. And if it was ever posted in pkglinks, it means that it has been indexed and you will still be able to find the URL here if you want to do that. And then I wanted to at least mention this site right here, which was just called Jailbreak All-in-One. Now, this is a very early site, but I believe the reason that I liked this site when I first started looking around at it was it definitely has that kind of homegrown type of feel to it. And then just even reading, in this about section right here, it was like, hey, I first jailbroke my Wii. Basically, that's where it started, and the obsession kind of progressed from there, which is a similar story for me, except for the Wii was way later on in my jailbreaking career. And now, while this site is still kind of being put together, there is some guides already out there for PS2 and for PS3. There isn't anything right there for PS4, but then also for the Wii here, there was a very easy step-by-step guide that at least I remembered running at one point when I did that for my Wii. But anyway, I always support, people that are kind of up and coming and starting to kind of break out into the scene. So that's what we need. We need, people uplifting other people. That helps progress the scene. And then in, I don't know if you care news, there is the titles for the PlayStation Plus Essentials for November. They were leaked today. And here is a couple of the different games. It looks like there's the Harry Potter that's in there, Heavenly Bodies, and that is just about it. And then finally, I was asked, hey, I'm subbed, buddy. DDS Davey, love watching your stuff. Maybe I can get a shout out sometime. I can do that. Stay tuned for a future video. So anyway, a shout out to you, Technology One. Thank you so very much for watching my channel and for taking time out of your day to write this tweet and to like my videos. I really greatly appreciate that. And then I also appreciate all of you. So thanks so very much for watching. That's going to do it for this one. I'll see you on the next one. Michael out.